dancing with the devil. Let's talk about that. Hi everyone, welcome back. I am Alma Valentino and I'm the host of my channel. Let's talk about that. And today we are going to rage. We're going to talk about the brainwashing therapy, because that's what's going on in North America in general, I think. And why do you care, Alma? You don't even live here. Because as we talked about this before, you guys are like massively exporting this bullshit everywhere. I've been hearing about it in my country too, like trans people everywhere. And again, as a disclaimer, I have nothing against transgender people, okay? I just find it very, very suspicious. There's so many of them now. I remember growing up, you would see some transvestites. If you call them transgender or transsexual, they would fuck you up because they were not. And to actually meet, to see a transgender person was like, you know, seeing a unicorn. It was really, really, really weird. And now they're fucking everywhere and everyone is transgender. And I'm gonna say like this, if I were to be 15 now, or okay, maybe 3-4 years ago, I would probably think that I was trans. Because today that's all it is. It's all it takes is just to be a little bit confused. Just a tiny bit. And I wanted to make this paragon, okay? Because I find it very interesting and funny, hilarious actually, that people in North America especially, they go nuts with vaccines, right? And they go like, what are you putting in my body? What are you putting in my son's body? That's not okay. I don't trust this. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, besides the fact that vaccines have been proven to work for hundreds of years, decades, and so on, and all these people that it's like, oh no, anti-vax, they're all vaccinated. They don't want their kids to get vaccinated, but they are, and they're doing okay. But then you would allow your kid to go through hormones that you don't know what they're gonna do to their bodies. You allowed surgery in young kids, adolescents, bottom and top, like the amputation, the castration of this young generation. And you're like, oh yeah, that's okay, but no vaccines. It's like, are you for real, people? Are you for real? Don't you see what's going on here? I mean, where's your critical thinking there? Huh? Where's your suspicious when it's about hormones and stuff? Why aren't you that suspicious about that? And I think a lot of it has to do with you're a transphobic. If you dare to reflect about the subject, if you dare to think about it, you're transphobic. And let me say this, and I think this is the opinion of a lot of people. We're not saying, first of all, we're not saying transgender people does not exist. We're not blind. They do exist. I apologize for the train. I live just besides the right road, so it's kind of annoying. I know I'm poor, so I'm kidding, but I do apologize for trying. Um, we're not denying your existence. We know you're very much real, okay? We're not denying what you feel, which is not, parenthesis, what you feel is discomfort. The level of it, I'm not gonna say like I know what it feels like, I don't. But it's discomfort. I really do hate what I hear these people, they like, I feel like a woman. How do you know? Like, that's my first thought. How do you know what you feel is feeling like a woman? You've never been a woman. How can you know that? You don't know that. And you don't know that you feel like a man. You don't know how men feel. You've never been one. Because if you see, all of these people, they just want to take the good part of it. I mean, not all of them, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this sir, clown self, and I'm not talking about people like, you know, real transgender people. I'm not talking about Buck Angel, okay? So, sorry. So, they just want the pretty of womanhood. They don't care to insult and disrespect every woman. Now, I have to change my identity to, you know, coddle your feelings? What about my feelings? And every time, this might sound awful, but you know, I've seen so many of these, it's ma'am kind of videos, you know what I'm talking about? You know, this clearly grown-ass man that's just wearing lipstick and big ass earrings and whatever, makeup. And they go like, and I think to myself, you know, he has clearly never had the experience of being a woman. He doesn't know what it feels like to get shush, because that's one of the first experience you get as a woman. Like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. That happens a lot. And if you're like an attractive, pretty woman, and you're smart, you will get like 0 credit for your brains. That still happens a lot. I'm not saying that's everywhere and every woman is get treated like that, but it's a reality. So, you know, if I had one of those in front of me, I would so much like to just say, you know what? You want to be a woman? Shut the fuck up and go back to the fucking kitchen and make me a sandwich. And just be the most asshole a man can be. You know, that's a reality for a lot of women that you don't care to, you know. Or if you get into, I love this one, the I don't know his name, but you know, the guy that told Ben Shapiro he would send him home in an ambulance. And I was like, as a woman, you would never resort to that, because you can't. And that's all I need to know. That's all I need to see and hear to really know that you don't know what you're talking about when you say you feel or you are a woman. You can't do that when you're a woman. Because if you go around with that attitude and you happen to find a man that doesn't give a fuck, that is not a gentleman, that is not going to take responsibility for his clearly advantage of strength, you're gonna fucking die, you know? And I'm not saying this to shame men or anything, but the difference, like, listen, I remember one of my boyfriends when I was 20, I think I was, oh my, no, I was older. I'm, well, 21, let's say 21. And we were like, cuddling, and then like, I start tickling him just to play around, just to joke around. And he turned around, because I was there, I'm him, right? And I was there, and he turned around like that, just fast, without any intention to hitting anything, and he slapped me, and I went like, oh my, like I was drunk for 5 seconds. That's how it felt like. And he didn't even try to slap me. And that day I knew, like, whoa, yeah, that's the first time I felt the physical difference. Luckily for me, I was fortunate enough that was my experience with, experiencing the difference between women and men, right? And it scared the shit out of me, because I was like, wow, that is that easy for a man to fucking kill me. Like, he doesn't even need to, and not that he hurt me badly, but just a little bit faster, and I would be like KO, knocked out. So when you're a woman, you don't engage. There is not this, as Jordan Peterson says, this underlying physical threat is non-existent. First of all, because that's not your strength as a woman. You don't need to go to that level. I mean, you can't. So you resort to other things. And I also think that it's not you do it consciously. We are brain wired like that in what do I mean? Language, communication. So that's our strength. It's not like we go look for it. It's just, it comes naturally. So you kind of bully people. You destroy them psychologically. That's what women do, without this underlying physical threat. Especially if you're talking to a man. Because as I said, you never know. I mean, the guy might just have had a fucking awful day, terrible. It's just like, just need a drop, just one more drop, and he's gonna explode, and you're gonna be knocked out on the floor with 2 missing teeth. I don't know. So that tells a lot. You're not gonna come here with your fucking beard and your muscles and your arms that are bigger than my head and tell me that you're a lady, that you're a woman. You're not. Okay? You're not. You don't know how to be a woman. Don't come and say that you know how it feels. You feel like one. You don't know what you're talking about. And if you feel weird about your body, you feel disconnected to it, you feel like I might be trans, like, stop for a second and think, how would you know what it feels like to be the other gender? First of all. Second of all, and you don't have to believe me, go research, I mean, you can Google it, but try to read psychological stuff, like psychology papers. God, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, do the research, not just like Wikipedia, okay? Go a little bit deeper. And I think that most people go through a period where they suffer from some sort of dysphoria. Okay, we see, and I think that maybe, okay, wait a second. Okay, that should be better. So dysphoria, right? Okay, so I think that TikTok and Instagram and all of these influencers and fuckers that are out there trying to sell the perfect image that I am happy with who I am and my body every day of my life. Bullshit. They're not. They also wake up sometimes and like, I think I'll gain weight. I don't like my riddles. Whatever. Everyone has something, okay? And most adolescents and yeah, adolescents, because I don't think that most infants have some sort of dysphoria. Some do, and maybe those, which are very very few, are the ones who will eventually be trans, because there is nothing else, at least today, as a treatment that can help them to outgrow that. So, but the others, it's like it's ridiculous, because we used to say like, we went through this period, right, that was like, pink doesn't mean, like, not every woman likes pink, and you know, neutral colors and everything. And now this ideology of trans is saying like, if your boy likes pink, he's trans. That doesn't mean anything. And you know, there are boys that will always have this more feminine side, and I don't even know if feminine side is the right way of saying it, but you know, that are more interested in people and not objects, and that's okay. He might grow up to be a psychologist. You don't need to change his gender. Attempt to, because you will never change it. You were born a male, you will die a male. Period. You're gonna go, nah. Yes, you will. Because 100, 200, 1,000 years from today, if an anthropologist and archaeologist goes and find your bones, is gonna test and gonna say like, oh, it was a male. So the way society sees you and who you are, it's not the same. So this adolescent dysphoria, sometimes, and I share this with you guys also, like sometimes it has so much to do with the way the world interacts with you. Like for women might be the sexualization of who you are from such a young age. Like to me, for years I felt like I can't be funny and pretty, like just pretty, without being sexualized. Like if I do this and dance, it's like, oh, she wanna fuck. No, I don't. I'm just dancing. And maybe today for men, I think it might have to do with the fact that we're teaching young kids that being a man, it's awful, it's like the worst, right? So why would anyone want to be a man? And then again, all this neutral stuff just will wipe it away. And if you're a man and you like, I mean, like, don't take my word, go and look at Jeffree Star, and you might agree with him, some stuff, you might like him or not, but he made a fucking point. He's hilarious. Stupid is what it is. He's a man, he's a gay man, he's happy with his body. I bet he has days where he's like, you know, everyone has those. But still, he likes hair, he likes makeup and nails and, you know, women clothing and high heels, and he does that. And If he were a teenager today, he would be convinced he's trans. He's just a gay man who happens to like feminine stuff or things that are related to women. You know, because things change. I mean, heels used to be for men. If you didn't know this, in Europe, heels were for men. And then women started wearing them, and the men were like, ugh, we're not going to wear heels. Now the women wear them. Like, literally. So, fashion and all of these things change. Even between cultural, like in Korea, it's absolutely normal for men to wear makeup. It's not the kind of makeup that Jeffree Star wears. But you go to my country and it's like maricon. Like no heterosexual man would ever wear makeup unless you're I don't know, on TV or doing opera or something, you know. And that's just cultural differences. It doesn't make you gay, it doesn't make you, I mean, be who you are. And if you don't know, then you don't know. Take it easy. Just don't rush into something so irreversible. You have so many years to go through your physical development. So you might hate your body today and like it tomorrow. And I'm gonna tell you this, when I was younger, like I started the contraceptives when I was really young, I told you this. And I'm gonna talk about that in another episode. I have to shout out to Michaela Peterson actually, because she doesn't know this, but she helped me a lot to recover from a lot of stuff that were going on with my body. Thanks to her, I started looking to my diet and also. But I started taking this fucking pill when I was so young, and it changed my body. I didn't even know. And I used to hate my body for so many reasons, you know, and I was chubby and I couldn't lose weight. And I actually went through a time when I was like 19, 20, when I was in university, and I was like, why can I lose weight? And I would eat like this fucking amount of cheese a day and I would still be chubby. And I was like, why? And I wasn't ugly at it, but you know, like in my family there were comments about my weight all the time, so I was like, you know, I'm fat. Anyway, it's not about me, but the point is, I stopped taking the fucking pill. I lost an amount of weight. I actually lost my boobs. And I was like, wow, so this is what I was supposed to look like. Amazing. Still don't like my body now. I think I'm too skinny. It's very uncomfortable, and I have this Latino culture, so obviously I look up to women who are like kind of guitars, you know. And I'm not like that. I have a flat chest and a flat ass, and it's like, meh. But I start loving myself, just, you know, I do love myself. And still some days I wake up and it's like, oh, this fucking, hate it so much. Everyone goes through that. Every fucking one. And if someone says like, I love myself every day since I was born, they're fucking lying to you. They are. And if someone out there is really like that, like, I don't know how you do that. You know, good for you. Amazing. But 99.9% of people have problems with body image, body issues. So just grow first. You're still a kid, okay? First of all, and second of all, your brain stopped developing when you're like 25. So you are not ready to make decisions like that. It's like way too irreversible and aggressive to your body. So please. So, but stick with that, like critical thinking. If you're gonna think about, you know, OMGs and the fruit that you're eating and if it's organic or not and vaccines, why can you not have the same critical thinking towards trans agenda? How can you just not say like, why so much interest? Why is this so fast? Why just 2-3 sessions and we're cutting out stuff and hormones and all of these things that we don't know the effect it's gonna have in my kid's body in the future, and it's kind of rush. Who is benefiting from this? Nothing is free, nothing is just because. So maybe give it a thought, because someone is catching there and someone is like, ka-ching, 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 and they're making millions out of the lives of your kids. So step up, don't be afraid. And if they want to call you transphobic, let them. You know who you are. And at the end of the day, you can close the door of your house and talk to your kid and teach him. You don't know, go educate yourself. And you will see that you will go back with a lot of doubt, a lot of questions. And the fact is, nobody knows. We have so little research on this. So just don't rush your kids. You wouldn't let them have tattoos at 5. So like, be consistent. Think about it. And don't be afraid of the name calling and whatever they want to say. Let them say whatever they want. You know? I know it might be hard and they're gonna mess with your job and a lot of stuff, but what's more important? That or the well-being of your child? We both know the answer. So that's that. Thank you for passing by. I appreciate it so very much. I forgot to say this in my last video, so don't forget to do the YouTube things. If you're gonna do anything at all, please leave a comment, because we're trying to talk here and I cannot dialogue in an empty room. I can only echo. So love you guys. Thank you for being here once again, and see you on the next one. Bye.